afternoon. Welcome to a sunny episode of Before Coffee. It's Wednesday, so we got some weird and wacky news for you today, so you can experience just the reality we live in. It's definitely a reality, and we're living in it. This is the first and only international game show Before Coffee, a father and daughter news podcast where we look up our stories right before we've started. We've just got caffeine in our bodies and we're learning to read and speak live on stream. Let's get into those wacky headlines and roll that segue wheel. Today on Wacky and Weird Wednesday. Australian woman's collection of 2,656 Shopkins breaks world record. And Chicago residents vote to name the newest snowplow Abolish Ice in trolling of Trump. Great alliteration there.
Happy Weird Wednesday, where a 12-year-old Texas boy spends 4 years building a nuclear fusion device and detects real neutrons. A former jailer faces felony charges over honey buns. What? And a mom of three who vanished 24 years ago is found alive and well.
Woman becomes richest person in the world with 100,000 times more wealth than Elon Musk. And luxury holidays for a penny. Young man arrested for cyber attacks on hotels in Spain.
More weirdness. A photo of the arrest photo of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is put on display at Louvre before it's taken down. A store owner is accused of scamming customers and has been arrested more than 10 times this year. And Obama declares, there's aliens.
In my weird culture news, Temple of Boom. Why Taiwan's religious sites are becoming unlikely rave venues.
And it's National Chocolate Covered Nut Day. And we welcome all nuts here. We don't discriminate. We welcome all nuts. And Before Coffee, it is February 25th, 2026. I'm Before Coffee.
Love nuts, even if it's not cashews though, because cashews aren't nuts. People are always saying, I love cashews, my favorite nut. It's not a nut, it's a legume. It's a pea. Just like peanuts aren't nuts either, actually.
I think it's a fruit. So, peas are legumes. I think cashews are fruits.
No, they're definitely legumes. Are they not?
Peanuts are legumes.
Cashews have a fruit, but they're not the fruit themselves. They're definitely the seed.
All right. Okay, Professor.
I'm just saying they're not nuts.
I didn't say they were nuts.
And I don't like them. Fuck cashews. They suck. Boo!
I like cashews.
Yeah, I guess they're considered seeds, not nuts. Either way, they're not nuts.
Uh-huh.
Let's go on to our first segue today.
Bean. A legume is a bean that grows on a vine, and
it's in the middle of a fruit, just like coffee beans aren't beans either. Coffee beans are actually also seeds inside of a fruit.
Cashews grow on a tree.
Segue is associate. I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about my audio going all wacky. That's what I'm going to talk about. I love when I switch my computer into the audio. The first story we're talking about today is a collection of 2,656 Shopkins. Now, I don't know if Shopkins are still a thing, but they were a thing, I want to say, in the 2010s-ish, maybe prior to 2010. I remember Melanie getting into Shopkins, because I think you could also log into like a website and then play with them on a website. So Shopkins were a really big thing. and an Australian woman has decided I have all the Shopkins ever and give me a Guinness World Record for that. This is on UPI. An Australian woman who has loved Shopkins toys since she was a child amassed a record-breaking collection of 2,656 different items. Mariba, Queensland resident Alexa Zerstuk said she fell in love with Shopkins toys when a classmate brought some to school when she was 7 years old. Zerstuk said she started buying her own Shopkins and now has a collection of 2,656 unique ones, although her collection numbers more than 4,000 if doubles are counted. She took the Guinness World Record for the largest collection of Shopkins memorabilia from a British woman, Rihanna Connors, whose collection was tallied at 2,271 pieces in 2019. Shopkins, small toys shaped like food, clothing items, and other objects, were released by Australia's Moose Toys in 2014. The line was discontinued in 2023, so you can't get them anymore. I love Shopkins because when they were first released, there was nothing quite like them on the market, for girls especially, Zerstuk told Guinness World Records. I started collecting in 2014 when I was 7, and they were first released. It became such an obsession because it was just exciting to have packed and find ones you didn't have and see if you could get a special edition one or even a limited edition. That is indeed how collectibles work. Very fun. There's also a video tied to it, and just imagine very colorful toys lined up in rows, and it's like a whole room just full of these, I would say, hand-sized toys, right? They're not very big. They're quite small in size. And yeah, you can definitely fill up an entire room full of that. That associate you with anything? We kind of talked about it yesterday, even with the card collecting stuff.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday for quite a while about, collecting stuff and how valuable they become. I definitely have a lot of crap, like legitimate crap. I call it crap. Yeah. Some people collected it, and it's just these little tiny, what do you call them? Knickknacks. Like knickknacks, yeah. Right? Just knickknacks, very breakable. Some are very quite breakable, right? They're knickknacks, and condition is everything always. But it's amazing that sometimes you just think look, the tiniest little thing, like the tiniest little knickknack, nothing that you didn't think was worth it. Oh, that's $10,000 to collectors. What? Yeah, they only made 4 of them. Oh, so you never know. That's my little association.
Yeah. And then I guess you could sell them, but to who? I think sadly most of the stuff is just thrown away.
eBay. This is eBay's. eBay is killed while it was killing everybody's collectibles, right? Because that's what eBay did. It totally decimated, for instance, the Beanie Baby industry. Totally decimated. You were getting $1,000 for a Beanie Baby. You go to eBay and people are selling for $4. Huh? Oh, what? Okay. They're really not that valuable. So that's one thing it did, but it also made it the collectibles become more collectible themselves, right? Because there's a wider audience of people that can just go buy this thing that's never made anymore. Anyway, that's my long association. I've gone too long. You probably got 3 stories, right?
Let's do our next story. We're going to associate with snowplows. I'm sure a lot of people are loving the snowplows right now as there's a huge storm that hit, I think, mostly the northern east coast of the United States, right? You got some snow, but nothing
everywhere
as
north of here got snow.
Nothing as trapping as I have a friend in Boston who's stuck inside basically with behind 2 feet of snow. Like, I'm not leaving the house. So, snowplows. Those are the nifty little machines that clear up the road and allow you to leave your house, as long as they don't leave all that snow on the front of your driveway. Which they're not supposed to do, technically. They're not supposed to just leave it piled up on your driveway.
Right.
This is by Rion Lubin on The Independent. Chicagoans have trolled the Trump administration's aggressive anti-immigration crackdown by voting to name one of the city's snowplows Abolish Ice. The dig at the Immigration and Customs and Enforcement Agency, overseen by Homeland Security Secretary Kristen Noem, came about in the city's annual You Name a Snowplow contest, now in its 4th year. In September, Chicago was hit by Operation Midway Blitz in the fall as ICE agents carried out more than 4,000 arrests, which led to mass protests and clashes between the Trump administration and Chicago Democratic leaders. Abolish Ice made up about 70% of the entries in the contest among over 13,300 submissions, according to the outlet Book Club Chicago. Chicagoans submitted other anti-ICE sentiments that didn't make it into the final top 6, including Icebreaker, Ice Be Gone, and No More Mr. Ice Guy. That one's so good! No More Mr. Ice Guy. According to the outlet, which obtained the submissions through a public records request. I have some hair in my mouth. 5 other winners included Stephen Cold Bear. That one's good too. Pope Friel the 14th, a nod to Chicago-born Pontiff Pope Leo. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson thanked Chicagoans for their unmatched creativity, a sense of humor, and civic pride in a statement. Johnson backed the name in December 25 when this year's contest was first publicized. We have to take a stronger look at how the administration has used ICE and how it has caused tremendous harm, Johnson said. That's why the particular name of the truck being named Abolish Ice has been my full and complete endorsement. And then there's a picture of Gregory Bovino dressed as a SS officer who oversaw the anti-immigration operation in Chicago last year, who was mocked by Mayor Brandon Johnson over the snowplow contest. The comment was seized upon a time by Border Patrol Commander at Large Gregory Bovino, who oversaw the anti-immigration operation. "Oh, I've got a nomination for the mayor," Bovino hit back in a swipe on Twitter. "Name the plow reality check and paint it green while you stick at it." I guess they took out a word. I don't know what word he said. Johnson obsesses over Border Patrol, it seems. Yeah, what is Border Patrol doing in Chicago, by the way? There's no border there. Bovino was removed. I mean, I know there's no border there. Bovino was removed from his commander-at-large role in January and sent back to California following the outrage over the deaths of Renee Good and Alex Preddy and the fact that he was dressed as an SS officer. That's what would have gotten me fired. In confrontation with ICE and Border Patrol agents in Minneapolis, residents continue to protest over ICE in downtown Chicago near detention facilities and throughout the city's suburbs. So, let us proclaim and celebrate Abolish Ice, the snowplow, who will hopefully be plowing over this guy's house.
Okay, I guess that's it. The story?
Yep, that's it.
I got associated with this. I don't got nothing to say except that Kristi Noem. Got that?
Oh, you're playing music. Oh no, your Discord is taking it out.
Is it picking it up? Is it picking it up? No? Okay.
No, your noise reduction just deletes it out of the audio.
Anyway, that's the new hit, the new rap song called Kristi Noem is a Bird-Legged Hoe. And
okay.
I guess that's all I got to say. And you can look it up in your finer YouTube channels. Kristi Noem is a Bird-Legged Hoe. I don't know who writes it. I don't know. Just some genius. Anything else?
That's it. Let's roll our segue wheel for your 15 stories that you're covering in this Wacky and Weird news.
That's right. They just kept popping up on me last night. Hey, that's really weird. Oh, it's only 2 minutes. I can do that. Okay, longest story I think we have today. Hypothetical. Longest story we have today is a 4-minute story, apparently. This is from ecotasias.com. A lot of vowels run together. I have trouble with those words. A 12-year-old boy in Texas spends 4 years building a nuclear fusion device at home. I don't know if he started when he was 12 or he started when he was 8. And it manages to detect real neutrons. I almost said neurons. I almost have neurons in my brain. At 12 years old, Aidan McMillan has built a working nuclear fusion device in his family home in Dallas. He spent 4 years researching and assembling the machine that confirmed success when it began producing neutrons, a key sign that fusion was taking place. That moment turned a long after-school project into a story watched around the world. While many kids his age split their free time between homework, video games, and hanging out with friends, Aiden spent much of his childhood digging into nuclear physics. He first became fascinated by fusion at 8. So yeah, he did start at 8. I was thinking, yeah, he started at 12. Nope, he started at 8. Might as well start young, right? Start them hobbies young. Then used evenings and weekends to study and sketch out designs for a device he could build at home. The hardest part at first was not the equations, it was convincing his mother that the project could be done safely. Aiden is a 7th grade student at the Dallas Independent School Independent School District. I'm not going to tell you what school because I don't know. They want to protect children, of course. According to his family, he devoted 4 years to the project, starting with long periods of reading and doing calculations before he ever touched a piece of equipment. Only after that patient groundwork did he begin building a device step by step, testing each part in the spare room at home. Along the way, he had to learn practical skill that did not show up in most middle school textbooks, from handling vacuum pumps to managing high voltage safely. His mother was initially wary of having a fusion experiment in the house and asked him to prove that he understood every risk. Oh, that's just my boy and his nuclear fusion machine. What are you gonna do with kids these days?
Kids will do the darndest things.
Yeah, they're not smoking that wacky weed and getting all hopped up on goofballs. They're building nuclear fusion devices. Nuclear fusion is the same process that powers the sun, where very light atoms join together and release large amounts of energy. In simple terms, is opposite of splitting process used in most nuclear power plants, and it produces far less long-lived radioactive waste. If humans ever manage to control fusion fully, experts say it can become a clean and almost limitless source of electricity.
One day.
That's right. With his device verified by the neutron measurement, we'll go back to the Guinness Book of Records here again. How about that? Guinness got their paws and everything. Big old beer company got their paws and everything. How about that? Anyway, Aiden has applied to the Guinness World Records to be recognized as the youngest person to build a working fusion device. If his application is approved, he would surpass Jackie Oswalt, who achieved that fusion in 2018, only hours before 2013. So somebody's already done this at 12. Oh my goodness. I mean, hours before 2013. It's like he's right under the wire. You hear that, Epstein class? He's too old for you.
Okay.
Stories about his achievement have circulated widely, sparked debates of what the young students can do when they have access and tools to support. That's right. As one supporter put it, Aiden's success is not only a matter of personal pride, it shows that the age is not a limitation when someone has dedication and the right support. So maybe the real question is for the adults, not for kids. How many other curious minds could take an advanced technology if they were given the same chance? There's your quick story. Probably not quick enough for some of you, but there you are. Let me get a pen.
And also, good morning, or I guess good afternoon, Tommy. Is Roger cold with all the snow? Are you cold with all that snow?
There's no snow here. There's presently no snow, and it's about 50. So, no, I'm not cold.
No. And also, hello. My hypothetical would be, well, actually, there's a whole game based on this hypothetical of creating clean, limitless energy, and somehow everyone still throws nuclear bombs at each other and everyone gets killed. So, I don't know what that means, but let's hope that's not our future. Let's hope that's not our future.
All right.
Shout out to the Fallout series, I guess.
Is that it then? Hey.
Your next story. Yeah, you have 3 in here, so I want to get it.
2 of 3. This is a weird damn story. Now, I don't understand any of this story. I saw it on the news. I had to go look up the print version of it. This is WAFF.com. This happened in Colorado, Alabama. Morgan County, Alabama. Jailer faces felony charges over honey buns claims. He claims retaliation. Again, this seems ridiculous. Nick Belanger has the story. And if you just read the comments on these stories, sometimes, like you see these videos and you read the comments, you realize the people that are in the comments just read the headline. They did not read the story because they all think, oh yeah, he was stealing it because he's a fat guy. He likes eating. No, he was not eating them. Anyway, so let's do the story. A former Morgan County jail officer is facing 7 felony extortion charges related to taking honey buns. You know what honey buns are? They're like these sticky buns that come in a, they come in
like the thinnest plastic ever, and they always get stuck into the plastic.
You get them from a vending machine. Yeah. They've been in the vending machines since the turn of the century, and when you're in prison, they become like, I don't know, currency. I have no idea. But let's get on with this. Jarvis Moore, who worked at the Morgan County Jail for 24 years, turned himself in on Friday in felony charges. Moore said he's diabetic and doesn't eat honey buns, calling the charges deeper than...
He turned himself in like he was wanted for stealing the honey buns.
We gotta get to the bottom of this. I just want the people to know that I didn't do this, and it's killing me to be plastered all... I mean, watching this story, this guy legitimately needs to be pissed. He worked all those years as a prison guard, and all he was doing was... trying to control violent prisoners. Anyway, I just want people to know I didn't do this. It's killing me to be plastered all over the world. I am this and I am that. And I am not that, Moore said. Moore was fired from the position in September. Officials told him the terminations were taking honey buns and store items from inmates. Moore does not deny taking the honey buns, but said he was following established policy. He said when inmates started fires in the jail, which is, I don't know, starting a fire in a jail a bad thing? I'm just guessing. Mm-hmm. I just imagine that most inmates don't want a fire in their prison. Most of them. If you took a poll, hey, y'all want a fire today? I think most of them would say no. So that's a bad thing. So he said when inmates started fires in the jail, the policy would just take commissary items from these inmates and give them to others. The honey buns were actually given to other inmate to clean up. You started a fire, I take away your honey buns. The guy who cleans up the fire gets your honey bun. I don't even see the problem.
But is that why he got fired, or is there another reason?
He was fired for doing the old carrot and stick, which is the old, The honey buns are actually given to another inmate to clean up, but there's nothing ever kept in my possession. It was used as a tool to stop burning in the jail, Moore said. Moore said the practice had been going on for years. Moore and his attorney, Scott Morrow, believe the charges were retaliation connected to a leaked video of John Scott Jr., who died in jail custody of
Start. All right, I think we're back. Sorry, let me go to... Hello, are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, sorry. It did the crash where it just closes and then...
At what point did it crash?
Go back to the part where we find out about the cover-up. That's when it crashed.
Okay, I don't know where that is, but...
You were literally saying, they found footage of something. You're talking about finding footage. Yeah.
Martin's attorney, this is Martin's attorney, Scott Morrow, believed the charges in relation connect to a leaked video of John Scott Jr., who died in custody in April of last year, and I said, yeah, they're covering your ass. Here's what happened. Video of Scott Jr. being dragged through the jail was leaked in May. Moore says he was asked multiple times if he leaked the video. It's retaliatory. 100%, Morrow said. His problems began specifically when the John Scott incident occurred. So some jailers murdered an inmate, and they tried to cover it up. This jailer is being accused of not breaking the law, by the way. He's being accused of
revealing that a crime was committed to a felon or whatever.
Retaliation. Immediately, he's retaliated because Moore believes the incidents why he's passed over multiple times would have been the first black lieutenant in Morgan County history. He said he was placed on administrative leave each time the position came up. For one thing, he's African American, and they don't want him to be a lieutenant. And then because he supported Anna Franklin in that video. Moore posted a video supporting Franklin 5 weeks before he was charged. They wanted to keep their thumb on Jarvis, keep him down, and they came up with these honey bun criminal charges. A spokesperson of the sheriff's office said the investigation into stolen buns, honey buns, which were not stolen, by the way, they were just misdirected,
reconstituted to other prisoners, yeah,
and turned over to the district attorney before Moore's video was posted. I am truly not guilty of extortion. The only thing I did wrong was protect the jail and try to secure the jail. Moore said, we want justice. We want everybody treated the same. If you're going to arrest one person for this type of activity in jail, arrest them all. After being fired from Morgan County in September, Moore started working at Madison County Jail. A spokesperson said Moore was a probationary employee who was fired once officials learned of the felony charges. A spokesperson from the district attorney office said assistant district attorney doesn't know more. A spokesman from the district attorney's office said an assistant district attorney who doesn't know more will try the case. They never heard of punctuation here. That's your story on the unfortunate jailer who is just being punished for, I don't know, something. I'm still not clear what he did wrong, but hey, let's make something up.
What he did wrong is he's not following the line, right? He's not doing what he's supposed to do. You're supposed to cover it up.
One time you did the thing, right? The time you did the thing that the other guards are doing too, we're gonna charge you with a felony. Yeah.
You need to cover up all our bullshit that we're doing. How dare you let people know that it's happening.
Racists break the rules. Racists ignore the rules until they need the rules, and then they enforce the rules. And they say, that's a rule! Like, golly, you broke it. Oh, that's
so I guess that's my hypothetical. My hypothetical is guy decides not to, you need to follow the whatever the guards are saying. You need to make sure that people don't know that we killed somebody and somebody got hurt under our duty, because that's not their job, right? When you're in prison, your job isn't to kill people. Right? And
next story. Right?
Next story.
One more story. We're going to France for this one. We're going to the Louvre. Louvre got robbed last year, but now they're in the news for something cool, I guess. Euronews.com, David Morquand. Hey, it's your buddy. Isn't that your buddy, David Morquand?
David yeah.
Euronews.com.
David, my Euronews culture guy, yeah.
That's right. You should have been reading this story. I told you. For 15 minutes. Mona Lisa and the Venus de Milo had a new neighbor. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor activist hung the unflattering arrest photo of the disgraced British royal in the Louvre Museum, or the Louvre in Paris, to show how the world will remember the former prince. On Sunday, the UK-based anti-billionaire group Everyone Hates Elon, or the EHE, mounted the photo on the wall of the famous French museum alongside a caption naming the picture as "He's Sweating Now," a reference to the nuclear explosion level bad. 2019 Newsnight interview with Emily Maitlis, in which former royal claimed that he could sweat, and therefore accuser Virginia Giuffre was lying about seeing him perspire at a nightclub. She's lying. I can't sweat. Oh my God. Everybody's lying.
And now he's sweating now, basically. Liar. Yeah, great one.
I got it. The only person in the entire world who wants them to go on easy on Prince Andrew. I want you to guess who that is. The only person in the entire world. Trump is the only person in the entire world. So they need to go easy on Andrew. Like, really? Why? By the way, he's arrested for espionage, not boinking kids. Espionage. So no, let's not go easy on him. I mean, why do you have secrets if a jackass can just sell them to people? Giuffre, who died by suicide last year, who was not suicidal, by the way, and that's being investigated, accused Mountbatten Windsor of having sex with her when she was a minor, being trafficked by pedophile financier Jeffrey Epstein. I noticed how you don't say accused, even though he was never right. He's convicted of being a pedophile for sure, but he was not like all this other stuff. It's just accusations at this point. But they don't care if they slander dead people. Apparently, dead people. We're not going to get sued by Epstein. How do you know he's even dead? The photograph shows Mountbatten Windsor slumped in the back seat of a Range Rover after leaving Norfolk Police Station hours after his arrest in 19 February, suspicion of misconduct in public office. He spent 11 hours in police custody. I like how he was arrested, though, just like a common street urchin. No, oh, let's have you dignified surrender or whatever, or undercover in the dark of night. It was the first arrest of a senior member of the British royal family since that of King Charlie I in 1647. Everybody remembers him. He lost his head. Everyone hates Elon shared a video on Instagram of its members mounting the photo with the caption, they say, hang it in the Louvre. So we did. We thought we'd show the former Prince Andrew how the world will remember him by putting his iconic arrest photo at the Louvre. Let's hope this gets the start of justice for all Epstein survivors. The photo was taken down 15 minutes later by Louvre staff. Mountbatten Windsor, which is not his name is like Battenberg. Call him Battenberg. Battenberg was arrested after U.S. government released millions of documents related to Epstein. They included copies of emails alleged to show Mountbatten Windsor sharing confidential information with Epstein. Can't do that. Mountbatten Windsor continues to deny any wrongdoing. The former Duke of York is still 8th in line to the throne. I wouldn't really worry about that too much. I mean, Prince Harry, I think, would have to die, right?
Yeah.
You know.
No, a lot of people would have to die because he has children as well.
Well, you never know. Back in the day when there were more inbred than they are now. I don't know if they are less or more, but they would die from things like hemophilia, or to get a head cold and die from, pneumonia. But there's your story.
Yeah, right. I mean, hypothetically, why do they have to remove the photo? I heard that they got taken down. Just leave it there.
Yeah. You got looted. They just got looted, man. Time to get some audience back. Charge people. Hey, come see the new Mountbatten Windsor display. Hello. Put a big frickin' banner up there.
Everyone, it's the new Mona Lisa.
Velvet rope a line inside the Louvre, right? And snake it around the whole place to make it look
exactly.
real.
That's my hypothetical. Cash out on this moment in the zeitgeist.
They're missing out. Again, just gotta keep up with the times, folks.
All right, let's roll our segue wheel for our next story.
Velvet ropes snaking all through the building, all the way outside. Jugglers, outside entertaining the crowd as they wait in line. Mimes.
Give me a
people selling
mixed metaphor.
Refreshments. France, they love the mime.
You know how you can buy those little sticks with faces on it? It's just his face getting arrested, and you can carry that around. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Wait a minute, I didn't get my spin. What was it?
Mixed metaphor.
Oh.
This next story, this weird and wacky story, is coming out of the UK from Emma Rosemurgy on Lad Bible. A woman appears to have become the richest person in the world overnight, surpassing the likes of Elon Musk and Bill Gates with her very vast wealth, but there's one little catch. Nottingham business owner Sophie Downing was recently gifted a voucher, which she believed to be worth around a tenner, for her local coffee shop, 200 Degrees. However, when she used the gift card to purchase a matcha latte, what she received was a Christmas prezi. She was absolutely gobsmacked to discover the card's true value. The gift card didn't just have £10 on it, but instead had an astronomical balance of more than 63 quadrillion pounds. There's no quadrillionaires yet on our planet, but she has 63 quadrillion pounds worth of coffee from this cafe. You read that right, quadrillion. So that's 6300000000000 pounds. To put that in context, Musk is only worth a measly $843.4 billion. or 624 billion pounds, which is more than 100,000 times less than Sophie's riches, at least at the cafe. She's worth 22,500 more than the UK economy, which is around 2.8 trillion pounds, 2,700 more than the GDP of the United States, which is $31 trillion, 23 trillion pounds, and more than 670 times the total of the world economy. Just from this. She is, however, dwarfed by the reported value of the asteroid Psyche, which scientists reckon could be worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is that? Sextillion? 8 sextillion pounds. Recall the moment she first used the gift card, Sophie said. This guy at the till was really confused. His face was just like, what? This massive number came up on the till, he said. I've never seen it before, but it's fine for you to keep it. It didn't clock it until he gave me the receipt. I thought, surely not. That's actually crazy. Unfortunately, though, the 29-year-old can't use the cash to buy herself a new car or a home or even end world hunger because the gift card can only be spent on the coffee and croissants. Can you even imagine how many brews you would get from that? You can have a party, maybe. We're having a party, all on my card. Fortunately, the woman who runs the Secret Sugar Club, a hair removal service, has a sound conscience, and after using the card for a second time and realizing the astronomical value remained, she has vowed not to use it again. Maybe they have scanned the wrong thing. It looks as though they have scanned the barcode, which has turned into the balance, she said. It could go in and clear everything off the shelf, but I don't want to make the mick. It would be better if it was a different gift card. Interestingly, the coffee shop have not acknowledged this mistake have been made with the gift card. So in theory, Sophie could do exactly that. But it's always good to see someone using their moral compass. I mean, she just comes in and gets a coffee every day. She'll probably never use the quadrillion, right? It'll never be used. So how nice of her, though, to want to pay for her coffees, I guess. You are muted. I can't hear you.
I was doing some research. All right, so did you know that a stack of one quadrillion pound notes?
Yeah.
And I let AI do the calculation for me. If you stacked 1 pound note on top of each other to get to 1 quadrillion, that's over 62,000 miles.
Wow.
Or over 1 million football fields. So, and my metaphor is a stack of money for which you can climb to the stars. So there you go. Just climb to the stars on your stack of money.
Damn. You really could just start walking. I don't think there's that many bills in existence, to be fair. There's not that much amount 62. Of pounds. You'd have to start using other currency to get that amount.
All right.
Thank you for your mixed metaphor. Also, good morning, Dorina. Thank you for stopping by and getting your daily elixir. And also, Dorina says hello to you, Dad. Roger is his name, by the way, if you want to know his real name. His name's not Allie's dad.
Call me.
My next story is coming out of Spain. Somebody's been arrested for manipulating online payments and obtaining reservations for minimum prices in high-end accommodations that amounted to up to 1,000 euros per night. This is on El País. The national police have arrested a 20-year-old man accused of cyber attacks on payment gateways, which allowed him to make a reservation at luxury hotels for just €1. According to the police, the arrest came after they discovered he was manipulating the online payment system and obtaining rooms in the high-end accommodations that normally charge up to 1,000 euros per night for a minimal price of 1 cent. 4 days after becoming aware of the scheme and a highly complex technical operation, he was located while staying in the Ritz Hotel in central Madrid, where he has caused financial losses of over 20,000 euros. He had been staying at the hotel for 4 days, 4 cents 4 cents a night. The investigation began following a complaint filed on February 2nd by a travel booking agency that reported numerous fraudulent activities on its website. Agents discovered that the man was sabotaging the payment system by selecting the payment option through a well-known international platform. This allowed him to carry out the cyber attack and alter the transaction validation process, enabling the system to authorize the transaction after he entered only 1 cent. In this way, the booking website showed the transaction as validated for the full amount of the stay, while in reality, the actual payment made was minimal. The irregularity was not detected immediately, but days later when the payment platform transferred the actual amount paid to the affected company and the company proceeded to verify the funds received in its bank account. Wait, we were supposed to get 1,000 euros, but we only got 1 cent. Is this right? Was there an error? The anonymous payment pattern suggested the possible execution of a cyber attack specifically designed to disrupt the validation flow of the system. And this was the first time this modus operandi had been detected. The officers discovered that he consumed items from the minibar during his stays, even leaving outstanding debts with some establishments. As a result, he has been brought before the judicial authorities on suspicion of computer fraud. The investigation remains open and further charges may be filed. He's probably going to be sued for all the money he owes the places that he stayed, so... Was it worth it? I guess we'll have to ask him in an interview. Was it worth it going through all that trouble, hacking the website just so you got caught anyways and have to probably pay double the amount? They said upward of 20,000 euros in debt just from 4 nights alone. So, but that's my story. 2 short ones. I only got short stories.
That's a tough one. I guess a hacker is like an insect who's just constantly, I don't know, I was supposed to get a mixed metaphor, wasn't I?
Yes.
Hackers are like little insects. You don't realize they're like termites. They're like little termites. You don't realize it till your entire house collapses on the ground. You're like, oh my God, what happened? There you go, there's your mixed metaphor.
I mean, that's exactly what happened, right? 4 days later, they're like, wait a minute, we're supposed to have 20,000 euros in our bank account. Where'd it go?
Mm-hmm. Right. What's the old saying? I forget the rich guy who said that. Bankruptcy happens Bankruptcy is a process. It happens a little at a time, and then all at once.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. There's your mixed metaphor. The termites got into the house, and the house collapsed all at once. Just not gradual whatsoever. All right.
It was gradual. You don't notice it, but then the big one happened. All right, my next 3 stories, I guess. You got another one, don't you?
Nope, that's it for me.
Load up.
Let me roll that segue wheel for my headline or my segue. Words are hard.
Words are hard. These are shorter stories.
All right, I need to roll again because I got hypothetical again. Okay, I get it. Oh, I guess I got mixed. I'll do mixed metaphor. I'll do mixed metaphor this time. It's my time to mix them up. My favorite one, mixing those metaphors.
All right. We got 3 quick stories. This is from KCTV5.com. Akeem Powell, I guess this is North Carolina. Mom of 3 who vanished 24 years ago. Let's do it. Let's get at the abacus here. 2002. Let's do that. Basically, before we moved into this house even. A North Carolina mother went missing 24 years ago while going Christmas shopping has been found alive and well, according to authorities. The Rockingham County Sheriff's Office said Michelle Hundley Smith, if you've been looking for her, they found her. Who was first reported December 31st, missing on December 31st, 2001. Christmas, did you say Christmas shopping? That's after Christmas, everybody. I'm just saying, if you're Christmas shopping on December 31st, that's already suspicious. Had been found after detectives received new information about her disappearance. Authorities made contact with Smith in an undisclosed location in North Carolina. Alive and well, the sheriff's office announced. There's a picture of her here, when probably from 24 years ago. I'm just guessing. Smith was 38 years old. Yep, that probably was it. the time of her disappearance. She was 38 years old at the time of her disappearance. Her husband was the first person reported missing back in 2001. She had left her home to go Christmas shopping at Kmart on Martinsville, Virginia on December 9th. It took until the 31st to report her missing. What a weird story. About 17 miles from her home and never returned. In 2020, her daughter Amanda Smith told NBC News that on the evening of 2001, she remembered her mother kissing them goodnight and leaving their house around 8:30 p.m. Amanda was 14 years old when her mother disappeared. Her younger brother was almost 8. Their older sister was 19 and already out of the house. Amanda said her mother was always there when they got off the bus from school, cooked their favorite meals, and while she wasn't very strict, never let them get away with everything. At her request, her current whereabouts remain undisclosed. Officials said Smith family was notified that she had been located and were informed about her request to keep her whereabouts undisclosed. Well, shit, you left 3 kids. What the hell, man? Let's have some explanation. Don't those kids deserve an explanation? I don't even care. I don't know an explanation for me. What a nut. Anyway, where's your mixed metaphor about this obvious nut job?
That was short.
I don't know. Don't ever try to contact your kids or nothing? What a piece of shit.
The empty card of a missing loved one sits like a lone star dimmed in the sky full of brightness. And gifts can never be wrapped or placed under the tree.
Very sad story. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, so tragic.
Like, what's in the water in North Carolina? Well, by the way, speaking of the
probably
Carolinas,
lead.
One of the
She
stories,
probably just lost her mind, literally. Lead poisoning, you know?
Well, could be. Maybe she was stationed out at Fort Bragg or near Fort Bragg, or her husband was stationed near Fort Bragg or Camp Lejeune, right? Because they're basically killing Marines and soldiers in the water. By the way, speaking of Carolina, I got a story about a mass spreader event that was canceled. They canceled
darn.
Country Rock Festival, South Carolina, and they didn't give any real reason, but we know the reason. Measles. We can cover that tomorrow. Our other stories today, we're going to talk about a store owner accused of scamming customers. I saw this. I said, can't believe this woman has been arrested 11 times. It's only February 25th. She's been arrested now 11 times this year. This is WHSV.com. This is South Carolina. Yeah, we're still in the Carolinas. Store owner accused of scamming customers arrested more than 10 times. Sheriff said he would wait in line. The sheriff is waiting in line to file charges against this woman who just keeps selling things and keeping the money. Cherokee County, South Carolina is the story. Anissa Snipes of Gray News Staff, which is, I guess, a local news organization. A South Carolina boutique owner accused of scamming customers across the state has been arrested for the 11th time. Pamela Brooke, 11th time this year, I want to emphasize that. Pamela Brooke Schranch, who has several hard... I want to hear Tom Brokaw pronounce her name. Sure. Pamela Brooke Schranch. Her name is Schronce. Schranch. The owner of Thomas and Turner Boutique in Belton, South Carolina, was arrested on Monday and booked into the Cherokee County Detention Center, according to jail records. Cherokee County Sheriff Steve Mueller said a victim filed a report on December 10th, 25, claiming they ordered $360 worth of products from the boutique but never received those items. The victim, just like all the others, tried repeatedly to get an answer from the suspect, but eventually was blocked and they would not respond. So investigators were able to secure an arrest warrant at February 17th, and we waited in line with all the other agencies to get her booked in at the Cherokee County Detention Center. And according to records, Schranch is facing one count of obtaining property under false pretenses valued at less than $2,000. She was granted a $2,125 surety bond. And what follows under this story, or in the middle of this story, is a picture of all 11 of her mugshots. And it's like, wow. Some of them she actually got to put on makeup and stuff. Some of them not so much. But yeah, she's got 11 mugshots. Oh,
she got arrested by everybody.
Let's list them. Let's list the jurisdictions who have arrested her instead of just looking at the picture. In this order: Anderson County, Easley Police, Spartansburg County, Easley Police again, Anderson County, Abbeville County, Pickens County, Greenville County, Richland County, Greenwood PD and Cherokee County. She managed to only get arrested twice she's spreading the wealth. Arrested, let's do it all. January 1st, she was arrested in Anderson County. January 7th, Easley Police got her. February 5th, arrested in Spartanburg County Sheriff's. February 5th, the same day, arrested Easley Police an hour after leaving Spartanburg County. February 9th, arrested in Anderson County. February 11th, Sharon turned herself into the Abbeville County Sheriff's Office. February 13th, arrested in Pickens County. February 13th, same day, arrested by the Greenville County Sheriff's Office. February 19th, booked into the Richland County Detention Center and held for Greenwood PD. February 20th, arrested in Greenwood Police Department, booked by the Cherokee Detention Center. February 23rd, that's your latest update. 2 days ago was the last time she was arrested, as far as we know. And it's too bad she's not getting arrested at the same facility, because they could be just saying, "Hey, we got your special today," at the commissary or at the chow hall, at the cafeteria. "Hey, we got your special today."
At a chow hall.
My God, she has twice been arrested, twice in the same day. Contact the Guinness people here. I just would like to know if this is approaching a record, because she's seriously got a problem. I don't know how she's still in business. I don't know her business license. The website is still there. You can go order stuff. Somebody make this go away somehow. Let's have us a mixed metaphor, I guess.
Mixed metaphor. Oh, my camera froze. Give me a sec. I'm just... My camera's just straight up not showing anything. Well, I can read you that. I'll fix the camera after this mixed metaphor, because you have one more story, right?
And the third time, yeah. And the third time,
my mixed metaphor is the scammer was like a spider caught in a web of her own making. That 2000 bond acting as the heavy stone that held her down. You said something like 2000 bond, so.
Yeah, there's something in the water in Carolinas. I think that's got to be it, man. It's like, I am so... I just trying to figure out, why is there not a judge telling her that you can't sell shit anymore? Well, only because she hasn't been convicted, I suppose, but I just, like, I had an injunction. Stop ripping people off. And there's still people tomorrow who are going to order something from her. Okay, so our next story, we're going to talk about Obama. Obama was on a podcast a podcast the other day, and somebody asked him about aliens, so we're going to talk about that. BBC.com is a quick story. Obama clarifies views on aliens after saying they're real on podcast. This is from Coachella Smith of
big breaking
BBC.com.
News story.
Oh yeah, this is not that breaking. It's a couple weeks old. Former U.S. President Barack Obama has clarified that his chances of Earth has been visited by aliens is low after comments he made about extraterrestrial species caught attention online. "They're real, but I haven't seen them," he told American podcast host Brian Taylor Cohen during an interview published on Saturday. "They're not being kept at Area 51. There's no underground facility unless there's an enormous conspiracy. They hid it from the President of the United States," he said. Obama has since said his comments were made in line with the spirit of the speed round of questions, adding that statistically the chances that life is out there, but he saw no evidence while president, and that Obama's initial comments were made during a quick-fire lightning round. "Are aliens real?" Cohen asked as his first question of the round of the former president. Obama's answer was subsequently run in different media outlets and attracted attention online, prompting him to publish a clarifying statement on his original Instagram account. I think what he said was, and again, his comment was, his comment was, yes, but they're not being kept at Area 51, right? Yes, but they're not where, right? He was being facetious, is what he's trying to say, but I don't know, man. Maybe we'll make a list. Where do you think the aliens are being kept? I mean, Obama said they're not at Area 51, so there you go. Obama's answer was subsequently run in different media outlets and attracted attention online, prompting him to publish a clarifying statement on his official Instagram account. "I was trying to stick with the spirit of the speed round, but since it's gotten attention, let me clarify," he wrote in a caption that accompanied the video clip from the podcast. Statistically, the universe is so vast, the odds are good that there's life out there, but the distances between the solar systems are so great that the chances have been visited by aliens is low, and I saw no evidence during my presidency that extraterrestrials have made contact with us. Really? Really, he said with an exclamation point. Obama, who, if you don't know who he is, I don't know, you have to define who he is, had previously made comments about aliens and UFOs, telling late-night TV host James Corden, 21, that on coming into office, he asked whether there was a lab where we kept the alien specimens, a spaceship. They did a little bit of research, and the answer was no, he said, but also pointed to records and footage of objects in the sky that had not been explained at the time. My theory is, and that's the end of the story, my theory is, if there is an alien, he's in the basement of the White House, and he's leaking out information, he or she, it, whatever, alien, is leaking out this technology that we so weirdly got all of a sudden, like out of flash. We're in the future. We can take pictures with our phones. If my father came and saw this, it would blow his mind. He would go back to like this ain't real. This is science fiction. So yeah, aliens gave us all this technology. They're just giving it to us as we can handle it. And I think they've learned we can handle it. So hail to our alien overlords.
Glorious overlords.
Let's have us a metaphor that's been through the mixer.
Sounds like Obama has opened the door to an attic filled with secrets, promising wonders that remain just out of reach.
Or just sounds like he was making a joke that everybody took seriously.
Obama's always had a sense of humor, that's true. He even told his own roast at the presidential ball or whatever the hell that thing's called. So.
Yeah. Which they don't have anymore when Trump, because he can't take a joke.
Because he doesn't have a sense of humor, indeed.
You can tell people's malevolence or their bad intentions by the fact that they can't laugh at themselves. They can only point fun and laugh at other people. And their humor is always just derogatory towards other people. It's not funny. There was a whole comedy genre on that nowadays called the bro comedy, I think, or whatever, the Joe Rogan folks. Real comedy is insulting people who can't fight back. You know, that kind of shit. I'm sorry, that's not comedy. That's pathetic. Pathetic losers.
Our next segue. And we're going to talk about some weird culture news. This is coming out of Taiwan, where they're having raves inside of religious temples. Dance culture faces barriers in Taiwan, with frequent raids on nightclubs. Haiku, you need to write me a haiku. With frequent raids on nightclubs, but Temple Meltdown is trying a different tact with sound systems overseen by the gods. This is by Whitney Wei. When Andrew Dawson brings a sound system to Puji Temple in Tainan, Taiwan for Lunar New Year celebrations, its deities keep watch. Behind the plywood speaker stack hangs circular plaque of Kaishen, the Chinese god of prosperity. Around the corner from the dub and reggae street party, families burn long incense sticks for the site's patron religious figure. The 1,000-year-old Shifu Wangyi, a prince who died sampling well water poisoned by the plague god to save his own villagers. To some, partying in a religious site like this might seem sacrilegious, or at least insensitive. But Dawson has been doing this for 3 years with his Temple Meltdown Party series, inspired by religious sites and their role as vibrant centers of civic life. To him, the marriage of underground music to these spaces felt like a natural next step. Every temple in Taiwan is very different because each of its founders has a unique vision or dream. But the interesting thing is that there's always a plaza area outside where people can gather, cook, and hang out with friends, says Dawson, who is half American and half Taiwanese, and also goes by Chen Huan Yu. The scene in his Lunar New Year party is no different, with people swaying, smoking, and some feeding each other skewered pieces of Taiwanese fried chicken on the dance floor. Scenes like this are a hard-won in Taiwan, which until 1987 spent 4 decades under martial law. and you wonder why they don't want to go back to China. Citizens were subjected to surveillance, curfew, and bans on public cultural events and dance halls, enacted by the former ruling Kuomintang government. Even after the military rule was lifted, certain human rights journals still reported no dancing on the streets. Boo! Due to the updated national security laws with a significant number of restrictions on freedom of assembly and association and on political rights. Social conservationism thereafter remained strong, aided by sensationalist headlines around recreational drug use at parties in early aughts, and frequent police raids of nightlife establishments have persisted. Boo! Let people have fun! But in temples, there's a lot of variety of creativity, not certain roles you have to follow, says Dawson, who has returned back to his mother's hometown to partner with Puji's Lantern Festival for an event. I think it was on the 24th of February where this event happened. There are plenty of other potential venues besides. Taiwan has more temples per capita than any other country, and Tainan itself boasts one of the highest densities of temples in the world, where Buddhist, Taoist, and traditional folk customs have fused so closely together that their rituals and architecture are almost indistinguishable. We love synergy. Cultural synergy's the best. Yay! This is kind of a good news story in a way. Archie Sai, a Tainan local who provides the speaker stacks, shows photos of his handmade Formosa sound system in front of the signature red swallowtail eaves of a different temple. What Andrew is doing here is very special because you can only see this here in Taiwan, he says in a mix of Mandarin, Chinese, and English. Unlike many religious sites in the West, temples are often left unattended and face on the street with their doors wide open, making acts of worship spontaneous, accessible, and heavily interconnected with daily life. Growing up, this is what we do. On holidays, during the Mid-Autumn Festival, New Year, if you want to do well on exams or when you have a bad day, you stop by and buy or pay your respects. Psy's sound system project was instigated by a trip to Croatia's Outlook Festival in 2014. Before, he had never heard of such low-end frequency sounds, and suddenly, I was addicted, he said. When he returned home, Sai spent years fervently teaching himself about its constructions through YouTube and odd internet forums before he summoned up the courage to create his own subwoofer. We're not talking about going to like Best Buy or Media Markt or something and buying a subwoofer. He literally got the cables and made his own subwoofer, right? He's like, I got some copper, I got some connectors, let's make some electricity over here. Very impressive. I mean, of course, Taiwan is known for making a lot of electronics. So some would say if you want to give them a positive stereotype, they're really good at building technology. He created his first subwoofer with the help of his friend Ah Sui, a woodworker, because you got to put the housing in something, and Ah Seong, a sound professional. Hey, does this sound right? Yeah, that sounds good. The resulting system is a robust 4-way stack with heavyweight sub bass, ideal for reggae, dub, and bass music. It took almost 2 million Taiwanese dollars, or 47,000 pounds, to build, about 7 years worth of significant contributions from his own salary. And it's huge. When we say a 4 stack, we're talking about it's taller than me. It's probably taller than you. I think it might be 7 foot tall. Just a huge subwoofer the size of a shelf, and then 4 stacks on top for the base, I guess. It's gigantic. It's huge, yeah. And the wood looks really nice. So you definitely know his woodworker friend didn't give him the cheap stuff. Sai and Dawson are among those actively shifting public opinion around social propriety. Back in Taiwan's history, people thought if you drank alcohol, if you partied, people thought you were immoral and would be jobless, Sai says. But we are changing that kind of mindset from the older generation. There is a reason for the confidence. Tainan is known as the Phoenix City for its geographic shape and for its constant thriving and reinvention under former Dutch and Japanese colonial forces. Puji Temple was, that fits. Dutch. They're having raves in temples and the Dutch influence. Yeah, okay.
Is that right?
Fuji Temple was constructed at the heart of the network of streets as feng shui tactic to prevent the prosperous phoenix from flying away. Oh, that's so interesting. At a location as mythological significant as this, Taiwan's underground rings in the new year under the most auspicious of blessings. This is our religion. This is our culture, Sai says. So doing this music event in front of the temple is very close to our lives. I love it. So there is your wacky, having raves in temples,
Wacky
and how
to be
in
sure.
some cultures it's even celebrated, right? I mean, they've changed their entire culture. They're moving it forward. So that it's not going to be any more weird and wacky anymore, I guess.
Okay, I had time for 2 haikus.
Perfect.
Because, okay, the first one is, Taiwan makes our chips. Not from potatoes or corn. They use silicon. But the next haiku is more directly about the story. And for this to make sense, you got to know the original ruler of Taiwan is named Chiang Kai-shek. Chiang Kai-shek. I didn't... a bunch of years ago. He got to be like 88 though. Anyway, he was really old when he died. Anyway, so this haiku has to reference his name, so this is why I say it this way. Near China's mainland, the sounds of Formosa beat. Check your booty. Check your booty. Check your booty. Little pun. I don't know who is the leader of Taiwan now. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I can look it up real quick. Taiwan leader. The current leader of Taiwan is Lai Ching-te, also known as William Lai, is a Taiwanese politician, physician, and nephrologist who has served as the 8th president of the Republic of China since 2024. Because that's what Taiwan's known as, the Republic of China, right? Because if you don't call it that, China will be angry at you and it'll have a hissy fit about it. Member of the Democratic Progressive Party, he has been the party's chairman since 2023. Born in Taipei, Lai studied medicine at National Taiwan University and National Cheng Kung University. He graduated from Harvard University with a master's degree in public health in 2003. So he's all about that public health. He cares about people having health, so I guess that's probably why he's got elected, I guess. Probably ran on that kind of thing.
As long as China decides to let him be there. That's basically
yeah,
what it goes
I'm
with
sure.
Taiwan.
And he's looking good. I don't know. He was born in 1959, so he's 66 years old. And got
Well,
that
happy
glass
birthday
skin.
to him.
Happy birthday to him.
And this day,
He was born in October,
I
but
know.
happy birthday to him. All right, let's roll our last segue for this day in history.
in case I forget, you know, I don't have his forwarding address. In case I forget. What did we get? Oh yes, you got it right.
Now I'm gonna write a haiku. The segue Will just wants to repeat the same thing twice, so it's a segue off. You do a thing, I do a thing, and you vote in the comments below who does the better segue.
If I was a betting man and that was a roulette wheel, I know what I'd be doing. I'd be putting everything
Yeah,
on
put
the
on
last
red
spin,
because
whatever
haikus
that
are
was.
red. The haikus are a red color.
Well, yeah, there's all kinds of varieties you can bet. You can bet the color, you can bet the specific tile. This day in history, 1570, as Pope Pius excommunicated Elizabeth I of England from the Roman Catholic Church. I don't think she cared because Henry VIII had already started the Anglican Church, and she's like, I don't care. 1870, it's Black History Month. We didn't do a lot of Black History today. We did cover the prison guard who was being unfairly targeted. But this day in Black History, 1870, American clergyman, educator, and politician Hiram Rhodes Revels was sworn in to the U.S. Senate, becoming the first African-American to serve in the U.S. Congress. We used to cover the first 6 African-American Congress people. It was one of our first things we did in our original show about 3 years ago. I had a portrait of all 6 of them that somebody made, and I would cover their life stories, and I did that. Maybe we'll revisit that at some point. I don't know. But happy anniversary The Hiram Rebels, becoming the first African American to serve in U.S. Congress on this day in 1870. 1913, the 16th Amendment to the United States Constitution, one that a lot of people hate, but it permitted the federal income tax went into effect. It's like, yeah, we want money, 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 gimme, gimme, gimme. 1917, English novelist and critic Anthony Burgess was born. His fictional explorations of modern dilemmas combined with moral earnestness and a note of the bizarre. Note of the bizarre. Okay. 1943, George Harrison was born. And George Harrison, lead guitarist of the Beatles, one of the most important influential bands in the history of rock and roll, was born. Yay! Happy birthday to George. They called him the quiet Beatle. He was the funny Beatle. He's the one that, basically funded Monty Python Life of Brian because he wanted to see it and see the movie. No other reason. Happy birthday, George Harrison. He would be 83 today. The youngest of the Beatles. 1948, the communists seized control of the government of Czechoslovakia, and that sucked. Speaking of the communists, in 1956, 20th Congress of the Communist Party of the Soviet came to close after first Secretary Nikita Khrushchev delivered a secret speech denouncing the late Soviet leader Joseph Stalin. Yeah. Finally, they got Stalin out of their system. Hopefully, right? 1964, Muhammad Ali defeated Sonny Liston in 7 rounds, became the world heavyweight champion. At the time, people were still calling him Cassius Clay. The racists continue to call him Cassius Clay straight up into the 70s for some reason. Made them feel good about themselves.
Anti-Islamists, I guess. Anti-Muslim and racist.
Sonny Liston was rumored to have taken a dive in this round, but in their rematch, Sonny Liston definitely took a dive. I mean, he walked out into the ring. I think Muhammad Ali brushed against him and he fell over. So that was basically not much of a fight. And in the second fight, Muhammad Ali says, "Get up, fool! You're making it look too obvious." Because, Sonny Liston, probably the most unpopular heavyweight champion in the history of boxing because he worked for the mob. There's no getting around it. He worked for the mob. 1990 in Nicaragua, Violeta Barrios de Chamorro was elected to the first won an upset victory over Daniel Ortega in the National Liberation Front in Nicaragua to become an election. She was supported by the U.S., so I go ahead and say they probably fraudulent election. They probably stacked that whole thing and kept people from voting like they do in Texas to this very day, and Florida. 2001, Australia, and basically the whole South. Why am I picking on Texas and Florida? The whole South does this. They keep you from voting. And that's what probably happened in Nicaragua. They learned a lesson. They say, hey, you can keep people from voting. You just screw up the voting in one part of the country. That's all you got to do. 2001, Australian cricketer Don Braidman died at the age of 92. He was a greatest run scorers in history of the game and also often judged the greatest player of the 20th century. Can't get an argument from me there because I would have no argument. Never heard of the guy. I don't even understand cricket. 1986 was the year of the ousting of the Marcoses in the Philippines. On this day in 1986, Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos, under pressure from the United States, fled his country for Hawaii after fraudulent electoral victory over Corazon Aquino, who replaced him as president. Yeah, it's like, it's time for you to just get out of office. You lost. The United States, for some reason, gave him shelter. I don't know why. They gave strongmen shelter. It's a big mistake. The same mistake they made with Iran. Nixon decided, Jimmy Carter decided, yeah, he can come to the United States. What's the harm? And Nixon, first person he visited was Nixon, and it got on the news. And it's like, he went straight to Nixon? The Shah of Iran went straight to Nixon. So yeah, stop sheltering despots, United States. It's bullshit. Ain't our job. Pierre-Auguste Renoir, the French painter, it is his birthday today. He was born in Limoges, France, on February 25th, 1841. Died December 3rd, 1919, at age of 78, in Provence at Pez Côte d'Azur. I have no idea I said that right. Other birthdays today: Enrico Caruso, Italian opera singer, a tenor. Anthony Burgess we covered. George Harrison we covered. Caruso was born in 1873. Nestor Kirchner, president of Argentina, born in 1950, sorry. Hiccups again. Chelsea Handler. Chelsea, the female talk show host, American comedian, author. Born 1975, she's 51 today. Looking
Woo-hoo!
good, Chelsea. And those are your national days today. Only two things. National Clam Chowder Day. Clam chowder. I like clam chowder, but most of the clam chowder you get these days is mostly just potatoes with clam juice. And it's just like, oh, a clam, a bit of a clam in there somewhere. Yeah, clam chowder. Get it out of a restaurant. Don't even buy it off the shelf, man. They just rip you off. National Chocolate Covered Nut Day. So it's two things that are food. So those are your haikus, your mispronunciations, your weirdness for February 25th, 2026 on Before Clam Chowder and chocolate covered nuts.
Chocolate covered nuts.
Don't forget to cover your nuts.
Yeah, we not a lot of food going on right now, you know?
Yeah.
Not a lot of food coming and going. All right, I've got some haikus for you. 3 haikus, because I always do 3 haikus when you get one of these This Day in History dealios. My first haiku. Freedom's call rang clear. Marcos fled, shadows retreat. Hope blooms in the sun. Next. Colors softly dance. Life's moments in brushstrokes bloom. Renoir's hearts revealed. Very famous for painting women, actually. Very nice, refined paintings of women.
Renoir. He looks like
Renoir. It's just Renoir.
Yeah, I know. I said Renoir. I know how to pronounce his name. I'm just saying when you look at it.
On February's eve, bowls and spoon and hands await. Chowder warms our hearts. I love clam chowder. Clam chowder is my favorite chowder. Not that there's a lot of chowders. I feel like clam chowder is the chowder. I know there's probably other chowders out there. My problem with clam chowder, I think the first time I had fancy clam chowder were in New York City, and they just put so much potatoes.
Chowder.
So much potatoes. I'm like,
chowder.
This is supposed to be clam chowder, not potato chowder. Where's the clams? Come on, man.
Chowder.
Paid $20 for this chowder? That's my activator word for the Boston accent. Right. Chowder.
People from Boston, other than being called massholes, people from Boston, another slur for them is chowds or chowderheads. Chowds. Yeah. Yeah, call people from Boston chowds, and they love it.
Okay, I'll do that to my friend who's from Boston and see what he says.
Oh, they love it, man. They're proud of their clam chowder in Boston. Let's get some chowder. All right. That's enough of my
There are still no international anything to celebrate. Tomorrow is Lunar New Year. Actually, it might already be Lunar New Year. I think it's New Year's Eve and has happened already. Let me look at my clock.
That's already happened, man. Yeah, it's already...
Yeah, I think it's already happened. It hasn't happened for me, but it's happened in the place where they usually celebrate it. No. Yeah, 2 hours ago it happened, because it's 1:58 in Korea, so it's probably almost 3 a.m. in Japan. And I think China, mainland China, it's all, depending on where you are in mainland China, I think it's also already New Year's. So happy Lunar New Year, happy Year of the Horse. I'm pretty sure it's on the 26th.
Back over 90.
So, I don't know what the Year of the Horse is bringing us. I should read something about that. Let me read something. What does the Year of the Horse bring us? What are they saying about the Year of the Horse? The ancient wisdom or some...
It says,
what
a horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. It is, of course, unless the horse is
maybe it was on the 17th. I thought it was on the 26th. Either way, the Year of the Horse is bringing... it doesn't say anything. The year of the horse. It's about highs and lows in love and work and health. Breakthroughs are possible through persistence, and balanced self-care and steady finances ensure long-term success. There you go. That's what it says for the Year of the Horse.
The Year of the Horse?
Horses are rarely accept defeat, so you should not accept defeat this year. You can be more outgoing and agreeable. Speak quickly and think and act. Don't be shy about showing off your talents and capabilities. Yeah, don't keep those to yourselves. Let people know you have talents. harness that energy and that maturity by being an unstoppable, agile, and shrewd thinker. And these are all of the things that it says here. Your weaknesses in the Year of the Horse should be something like too much passion, making decisions too quickly, and running out of steam, right? And you can't take failure very well. So try to take your failure well. It's not the end of the world if you fail. And don't brew any resentments towards your team and your family because of those failures, right? Sometimes it's just bad luck, and it has nothing to do with your team or your family. So anyways, there's my horoscope for you.
Sometimes the pony just can't sing at the concert.
Yeah, exactly. Also, avoid black and blue colors. The number 1 and 6. And don't go north or northwest. And don't have any pet rodents. So if you have any pet rodents, get rid of them. Just kidding. Please don't get rid of your... Your lucky numbers are 2 and 7. Southeast in the color red, pink, and purple. Hey, that's me. Woo, I'm wearing pink today. Happy Horse Day. All right, I'm done. Let's get into it. This has been Alison here from the Netherlands. Roger from the East Coast of the U.S. We're done with our Wacky and Weird Wednesday. We will see you tomorrow for Thursday's 13, which will be covering a list of 13 things. I'm assuming you don't have one yet, so we'll make sure you're subscribed to the Before Coffee podcast channel. And if you are, make sure you turn on that notification so you know when we go live. So you can see our Thursday's 13 list. And here is... I was looking for a lyric video for this video, but I couldn't find one, so we're just gonna have to listen. Keep your ears perked up for our mic drop moment.
Christy Gnome is a bird-legged hoe. I said Christy Gnome is a bird-legged hoe.
Some old school hip hop here.
You'll find this at your Taiwan rave, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. This is our Taiwan wave. We're gonna get in trouble for playing this whole song, and I don't care, because people need to hear the truth.
How this only has 80,000 views, man. It needs to get more. It's also sampled
2 views right now.
If you watch TikTok at all, just look any scroll through reels or shorts or whatever, you're gonna see a bunch of these videos. Just people dancing in the streets to this song.
Yeah. Not a lot of, lyricism. There's not a lot of lyricism here.
What's he trying to say with this message, I wonder?
What's he saying? It's pretty literal, I think. You don't need a literary arts degree to understand this song at all. Oh, that's
what he's trying to say. That explains why she hates dogs, right? She's a bird.
They're probably always trying to chew on her legs, yeah. Nice chicken leg. Right. Delicious.
Yeah, your dog is always chasing the chicken. She took it personal. That dog is always killing the chickens. I gotta shoot it. Yep, that's it. That's right.
What an interesting music mix.
It wasn't even a dog yet. It was a puppy murdering psycho. What are your...
This is a really good song. I'm gonna add this to my playlist. A late stage hip hop enjoyer. It's a good song. It's actually, I genuinely believe this is a good song. Like, for a meme song. This is in general a good song. Yeah. If I heard this with no context.
I'm blank. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons. And follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.